When I was pregnant with Joe, it just finally seemed like everything was coming together in our lives. All was going smoothly until one day I just started not quite feeling right, and when I called the doctor to ask about it, it turned out that I was having contractions that couldn't really be explained. Joe was born right at the beginning of the 25th week of my pregnancy.
We were told all the possibilities, and most of them are pretty scary. We weren't sure how things would work out for Joe.
I remember telling a nurse in the NICU that every day seemed to go by so slow. I'd never had such a sense of time completely stopping, and it felt like the outside world didn't exist.
The scariest moment for us in the NICU with Joe was when he developed pneumonia at 27 weeks, and he continued to go downhill to the point where one night they had to call us at 4 a.m. and say we should probably come back into the hospital to be with him. And if it wasn't for the surfactant therapy that the Marchedimes research developed a couple decades ago, there's no way Joe's lungs would have been strong enough to survive that.
I'm a firm believer that if you are a person to whom much has been given, you should do much to give back. It didn't take long after Joe was home and we were just living our lives that as I began to think about the research and the technologies that had to happen for a baby like Joe to survive and thrive was when I knew that I would give back, and doing so through the March of Dimes seemed like the most effective way to do that.
Every day in our sons, Joe and Colin, we see the good work that the March of Dimes has done, and we know that not everybody that has had a premature child is that fortunate, and we want to keep supporting March of Dimes and keep supporting their research and their public education efforts and their support of NICUs around the country until every child has that kind of outcome that we've been lucky to have with Joe and Colin.
When I think about the experience we've had with Joe, there are days still, and Joe's now 11 years old, when I catch myself thinking, I can't believe I'm a mom. I can't believe that I have the gift of my son and his good health, his strong mind, his strong body. It's really very remarkable. And we have an ordinary life where, you know, kids get on your nerves and do things they shouldn't do. And some days I forget how his life started and how rough it was. And I never thought I could forget that at the time when I was going through it. But that's a blessing too, that he's doing so well, and that it's hard to remember looking at him now, how fragile everything was.